All right, I think I'm live again. And let me go and check the audio. A little delayed, so I can't see if the audio is working. All right, I think I'm live again. Okay, cool. It's working. Awesome. I'm back. I'm back. Earlier today, I recorded the first of many of these live streams, and yeah, this is really taking like building in public a whole new level because we're literally building in public. So that's fun. Okay, so I think what would make a little bit of sense, I wanted to add a little bit of structure. I do have a lot of things I have to like get done. One of them is I'm currently like going through a hiring process, so that's one thing. Um, but yeah, there's like a few things I have to get done. So I put together just like a really quick. I haven't done anything really since we last left this live stream. I had to go run some errands around town, so I did create this ClickUp space. I create a different one so that it keeps all the client data and all that information hidden. But yeah, so I think I need to build sort of like a to-do list of what needs to get done. I don't know how long this live stream is gonna go for. I'm literally just taking messy action and building this as I go. There's a couple of things that I also have to review. So if I go in the school group, by the way, if you're not involved in the school group, you definitely want to join the school group. I have to go through and see like what questions I have to answer from here. But essentially, and I have to decide what content pieces. So let's put that as a task. So school, go through school and answer questions. Review the school thread with content requests. I have a thread on school where I literally just ask people to tell me what they want to know next. Client stuff. I'm gonna use initials so I don't give away any client names. If you are a client and you're watching this and you don't mind, I'm happy to work through your stuff on these live streams as well. Just let me know. Um, I have to build some internal stuff. I have to build some internal stuff. I have to review my AI agent for email management. I set it up, but I have to like activate it on the new inbox. So, and review if it's still up to date. So we'll try to get through that. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of this today. I'm just literally brain dumping. I do need to set up my Instagram DM chat bot, and I need to set up my Instagram DM comment chat bot. So I gotta set those up. Probably same thing with Facebook. Facebook comment chat bot. Um, and you set up a YouTube comment chat bot for the community. I need to set up a TikTok. Can you set up a TikTok comment agent? Maybe. TikTok DM agent. What else do I need to do? I need to update my agents for my content strategy because my content strategy has to change since my offer is evolving a little bit. So, whoa, chaos. Okay, so I have to update my agents for my content strategy, which means it's going to update my Notion page scripts. I have to write a brief for a client. For an AI voice agent, which means I also have to create automation for said Okay. I have an AI content workshop tomorrow, so I have to just review outline. I don't know, review outline. I have to make sure I have affiliate links for all the tools I'm going to share at the AI content workshop. What else? If I get the bottleneck here is that I have to get this up and running so I can have my content blasting out even more. So this is the bottleneck. Then after that, second priority is the chatbots because I need content going out before I can spend time even creating something to manage the comments. So if I illustrate what I'm thinking, I'm not allowed to have a whiteboard. Well, that's annoying. Oh, I think it's because I'm paying for this other one. So I think you have to pay per workspace. I don't know. Okay, let me just go to Canva and paint Illustrator on Canva. So essentially, this is what I'm doing. So you guys kind of understand where my head's at. So I have, there should always be a lead gen source. Lead gen source is traffic, essentially. There should be a lead magnet, like lead capture, and lead conversion. Lead conversion, and then lead retain. Retainment? Retainment, is that a word? Retention. So you should always have lead gen, lead capture, lead conversion, lead retention happening at all times, right? This is like what really keeps a business flowing because if you have essentially traffic and you are able to capture that traffic, you can then you nurture that traffic, you monetize that traffic, and then you monetize that even more by either keeping it, preventing refunds, or increasing the lifetime value. So so let's just put, I don't know how we can demonstrate that. I guess just more people. Right? More people increase the way that you actually capture them. So we think of like fishing. What's a fish hook look like? It's like, is that a fish hook? Fishing hook. Yeah. So it's like you generate more people, you hook them in, you convert them into buying, and then you have higher retention just by providing good fulfillment, right? Or fulfilling the promise that you're selling essentially. So in my scenario, I want to do lead gen through organic content. It's good to do it one at a time. If you do too many things at once, you kind of do something like not at its full potential, right? You're kind of just like um halfway doing it, I guess. But if you like go all in on just one traffic source, one traffic methodology, then you can go all in on like really doing a really good job at it. So that means if you're running organic content, then you're running ads and you're running cold email and you're running, podcast and you're running all these things, you're spreading yourself out too thin. If you go all in on like starting with one thing and then expanding from there, you're gonna have way better results. So I really want to go with organic content. So what does organic content mean? For me, organic content means recording podcasts. It means live streams. It means short form videos, carousels, selfies with insights, right? Like those static images with insights. Um, Not really blog posts. Newsletter, sure, yeah, newsletter. Even long form videos. What else does organic content mean to me? I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Stories on the platforms where I can do stories. That in it of itself is like a full-time job. So how do I get more of these, right? And podcasts, not just on my channels, but like on other people's channels as well. Lead capture is how I'm actually turning those viewers and watchers into capturing them. So essentially, for me, this represents lead magnets. Some GPT giveaways, free workshops, workshop replays. So that is what that means to me. And then lead conversion means how do I capture them and how do I convert them. So for me, that means boot camps. And for me, that also means like our group coaching program. And of course, the AI Billionaire Experience. Which, by the way, if you want to learn more about the AI Billionaire Experience, check it out. It's literally aibillionaireexperience.com. You opt in, put your information here. If for whatever reason you have any issues with any of this, just let me know. But essentially, the whole idea is we are renting a house in Fort Lauderdale. It's a luxury mansion, and November 10th through the 14th, and we're just gonna create a bunch of content together, mastermind together. We're gonna set up your AI avatars. We're gonna set up your AI content systems and all of that. There will also be experiences such as like bringing on an on-site videographer to stay with us. We're gonna have a private chef, and we're gonna have a whole yacht experience as well. So that is 100% the best offer that we have right now, and it is the most rewarding in the sense of just like having a fun experience and just having a really good time with everyone else that's doing something similar to what you're doing, just supporting each other and stuff like that, just helping each other out. Like everybody that came to the last one, we did the last one literally a month ago in Orlando, Florida. It was just so much fun, and the amount of like support that we get from not just like each other, but like the resources that we all have access to, the people, the network, like it was just a blast. It was just a complete blast. So then, yeah, so then that for me, that's what lead conversion represents. And then when it comes down to lead retention, what this means for me is just having a better fulfillment system. So for, oh, and I need to put the Skool community here. Okay, so what this means for me is Skool community. I have to have like a Skool community manager, and I have someone to help me with Skool tutorials. So we can be like pretty much busting out a lot of tutorials more often. Boot camps, I don't really need to do much there other than just like deliver the actual. So let's separate this. Boot camp for lead retention for the boot camp. I guess I should be separating. If I'm going to separate it here, I should separate it for all of them. Let me just keep it a little bit generalized. Deliver the training materials. So that could be in the coaching or in the community or in the boot camp. And we set up agents for some of the people that join the group coaching program. So AI agent fulfillment. And the people that come to the Billionaire Experience, AI content system. And I think that's kind of it in a very high level overview. There's probably some more stuff that I'm missing here. But yeah, that's kind of like the main gist of it. So that's what that means to me. So I have to create systems for all of this, and I haven't fully systemized this whole thing because as many of you guys know, I left my AI voice agency about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. No, it's been a while now. May 1st, like June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, like 5 months ago now. going into 6, and when I left, I was sober and out. I had to go through this whole like journey, personal development journey, personal growth journey. It wasn't until like July 18th that I finally like kicked it back into gear. So it was like almost 3 months of like not doing anything. Well, I was working on other like side projects and stuff like that, but yeah, it was like 3 months of really not doing anything, just kind of like going through the motions, and I'm really just working through and like growing from that experience. So that was, yeah, that was in May. That was like 6 months ago, almost 6 months ago. Um, Very interesting experience. When I went to when I relaunched at the end of July, or at the middle of July, I should say, mid-July to now, um, I went hard like the first 2 months, and then right now we're going into the third month, right? July to August, September, October. Yeah, we're going into the third month now. So I went hard like the first 6 weeks, then we went on the trip. Yeah, it was like 6 weeks, 7, 8 weeks. Anyways, whatever. Um, I went hard and I developed a lot of stuff and I launched it all, and now I have to build a lot of systems that are still missing. So having to like separate the brands, it was like that was like a whole mission, right? And now I have everything separated. So I have the website isygpt.com that lives on Lovable. And I have Go High Level for all the systems, the backend systems. And I set up N8N. So I've been having to rebuild a lot of stuff from scratch, a lot of agents and stuff like that. And it's fine because now everything gets built better and more accustomed to what I actually need. And some of those things I'm going to be building live throughout this live stream series. So let's take a quick little break. Let's see how we're doing on registrations from earlier this morning. So let's look here. Let's look here. Okay. So we have about 20 people, 19 people registered so far. Let's see who has commented on this so far today. Oh my gosh, we got to get back to all these people. Okay, let's do that. No, that's the wrong one. That's the one. Okay, cool. I like to go from the bottom up. Product leader at Amazon. That's awesome. Not sure what that means. Not sure what that means. Just fell asleep with my eyes open. Can't tell if that's a joke or if my content's boring. Oh gosh. I gotta check in on my group 7 people. I should post something on TikTok. What should I tell my group 7 people? I hope they're having a good day.
Beloved, what the hell is Beloved, what the hell is going on around here? Huh? I take a break from this app for a scant 2 days just to visit the Louvre and come back. No reason. Next thing I know, we've all been arbitrarily assigned groups. We've already descended into a Lord of the Flies style tribalistic chaos. Somebody said, I just know Group 7 would win the Hunger Games.
Yes.
Pumpkin.
Facts. Facts. Yes, we would. I need to check in with group 7. I don't know what to say to them yet, so welcome back to this. I'll leave it charging for now. I'm at team 1%. 1%. There we go. On brand, right? 1%. 31% of us. Okay, so let's continue this. And gotta pause that for a minute. Yeah, AI Billionaire Experience, don't forget. So this is essentially, let's call this live stream diary. No. Um, I guess let's just call this like brainstorm of what needs to happen. This is very, very generic and broad when I ever need to look for this. Not the best title at all. Can I go live on TikTok? Can I go live on TikTok? Do you still have to have like 1,000 followers or whatever to be able to do that? I have at least 50 followers. Oh my gosh, you guys want to follow me on TikTok? I'm 28 followers away from being able to live stream over there. All right. All right. And I still have to figure out how to read my chat from over here, if I even have a chat. I'm not sure. Might just be talking to myself, probably. Highly likely. Yes, I am. All right. All right. One watching now. Who's that one person? Say hello in the chat. I want to say hello. Oh, is it me? Um, that's funny. That is funny. For anyone that's watching this, and if anyone ever watches the replay of this, if you ever feel like self-conscious that no one's gonna watch your live streams, this is how you get people to start watching your live streams. You show up even when no one is watching, you keep live streaming. This is a prime example. Like literally it's just me tuning into myself here and watching. But this is what it takes, right? This is how we build an audience, and ultimately this is like true leadership when you show up even when no one else shows up yet, but you continue to show up for the vision. Eventually other people will also support you and show up for the vision too. But you have to believe in it hard enough and strong enough and do it even when no one else is willing to be there. So yeah, for anyone that's ever felt self-conscious, you're all good. There's no one here. Like, you're all good. And if you're watching this at a later date, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Which also proves that your content lives on even after you are live. Okay. Well, where are we here? So I have to figure out what comes first, what I need to tackle first. I need to figure out what I need to tackle first. Well, whatever's gonna bring in, so I guess let's put this in a rating system. I don't know. So what are the channels? So we have LinkedIn, we have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have Twitter that I keep forgetting about, and we have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. What am I missing? Nothing. So these are the channels. What is the fastest path to generating leads? Well, in my scenario, of course, LinkedIn is the fastest path. So what do I need to generate leads on LinkedIn? before I can do all of this, sorry guys, I want to confuse you. But before I can do all of this, I need to first figure out the offer, right? So I like to think of offers as um I like to think of offers as like ascension ladders, right? So if we're looking at an ascension ladder, oh, that's a nice font. What font is that? Poppins. Yeah, Poppins is always nice. Let's make this whole thing Poppins. This is poppin'. Okay, so if I think of my ladder as an ascension ladder, then technically we have to convert this into something that's going to run more like a well-oiled machine because everything is kind of just all over the place right now. I just took a bunch of messy action and now I have to systemize it so it's scalable and it runs smoother than what it is running now. So free workshops, free custom GPTs, free. What else can I give away? Free workshop replays. Okay, so I have lead magnets. I'm gonna give away some free workshops, essentially like free webinars. I'm gonna give away free custom GPTs, essentially like I don't know if you guys have ever created a custom GPT, but yeah, that maybe I'll go through it in one of these lives. And then I have to create free workshop. I have to then give away the free workshop replays. I found when I was giving away the workshops that when I would give away the replays, I would actually get 3 times more people opting in. So there's a nice little insight for you guys. When you do a workshop, also give away the replay because not everyone likes to join live. Everybody's busy and they have stuff to do. But replay, there's not a lot of commitment for that. So yeah, that's what's happening here. So when they come into the lead magnets, when they come in through the lead magnets, what is the next step I want them to take? Do I want them to join a one-time community, or I mean a monthly community, or do I want them to join the boot camp? Well, let's dissect the communities really quick. Let's do pros and cons of communities. Pros, cons. No, that's not gonna work. I need to do one for pros, one for cons. Let's use AI for this also. I need a pro and con list for this community situation. Um, let's just put it into Claude. Let's not do this manually. So then my low ticket offer, high ticket offer, premium offer, and then growth partner. AI Billionaire Experience. Let's call this private clients, and then this is AI growth partner. I have an AI agent certification program that we're gonna have to clean up the targeting for that. And then I have bootcamp and school community. So I guess this is what it looks like now. And then I have a mid ticket, which is basically the school community annual school annual plan. So those are like all the offers that are happening right now, but they all grow one on top of the other. So they all work in unison. One second. I gotta make sure this is all leveled. OCD kicking in. Yikes. Okay, we're almost done. Got to level a few more of these. We just can't keep going if this is not aligned because we live in alignment. We're aligned. All right. So this is my ascension ladder product suite ascension ladder. Now I don't know if this is going to be an A/B test or maybe it's an AI question. I don't know if I should be leading with the one-off boot camps and then sending people to the school community for a monthly, or if I should just be sending people to the school community and then boot camps are included. So let's ask Claude what Claude's opinion is. But we're also gonna ask ChatGPT. This is my latest content product suite. Well, that does that. We will go and drop this link a few more times. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's happening? All right, so we have all these people almost done. Almost done here. 1 second. And we have 2 more to go. I'm just gonna check my profile for the other to see here that we responded to everybody. Nope. All right, let's just check because I think I saw some DMs come in when I was gone. Um, let's support Diego. Diego's cool. He's nice. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. So I thought some people replied to me. I think I already got back to everybody. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yes, so the question is, do I want to lead with one-off boot camps or just push everyone into a monthly school slash annual school subscription and the boot camp is a byproduct, or I guess a perk of joining. That is easier first. Yes, I think so too. Yeah. More marketing effort per conversion. That is true. We can actually set up a 7-day free trial instead of school. So Claude is recommending that I lead with school. And I think it's right because the last 2 months I have done both. Let's look at metrics. We have 99 people in school. Really like 94 because there's like some virtual assistants in there. And let's just look at stats. I'm just gonna show whatever. This is building in public. You guys get to see the behind the scenes. September bootcamp, 279 people enrolled. 279 people enrolled. How do I figure out? I don't know if I was tracking the people that joined the actual community. AIBL. And what is this promo code? What was I giving away? Oh, okay, yeah. That's if they joined AIBL for a subscription, I credit them. Okay, so I can actually delete that. We don't need that anymore. Look, we've had like 9 people opt in since we launched the experience page earlier this afternoon, and 20 people joined the workshop. That's good. What is this? Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I set up a calendar yesterday, or a few days ago. What is this workflow? Some stuff to finish in here. The 279 people joined in September. These are some of the workshops that I did recently. 200. Okay, so that's wild. Because if it was pushing people to school, imagine even half of that joins the school. 279 divided by 2, that's let's just say 150. So I could have added an extra 150 people to the group, which would have added an extra 150 times 98. Wow, if we literally captured half of the people that joined the boot camp and turned them into school community members, that would add another $15,000 a month in monthly recurring. That's insane. Okay, well, moving forward, we're gonna try this out. The next boot camp will be for community members only. So the only way to join is if you join the school. Let's see how this goes. I'll let you guys know. This is a live test. I'll let you know how it goes. I have to have a better tracking system. That's my bad. I didn't track it. I should have tracked it better. It's okay. Happens to all of us. Um, So if I want to really upsell people into this premium offer as a growth partner, it's basically like AI marketing and sales, right? But I need to update the messaging because ultimately I want people to join the experience. That is so much fun. I literally cannot put it into words how much fun it is and how like rejuvenating it really feels to be in a room full of people um that are literally walking the same path as you while you're having cool experiences around the world in really cool houses. Like that's so epic. It's so much fun. And the relationship with the clients is like next level. Like I feel like I walked away with all of them becoming like best friends. Um, which is very, very cool because I like that's how I feel right now. I feel like I can just call any of them up and we are literally like super tight now. So that part is really cool as well. So I like to reverse engineer things. I'm literally just like thinking off the top of my head. So I like to reverse engineer things. I like to start with the higher ticket and then work my way down the ladder because what I build for these lower ticket things, this is really just helping push people into the highest ticket. So when I build these like downsells and cross sells and stuff like that, that's really just to, like nurture you until you're ready to take the leap of going into the highest ticket. So there's a sales statistic. There's a sales statistic. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. This feels really awesome to be able to work through all of these things I've been meaning to work through. Um, so thank you for watching this. If you have any questions or anything, I'm gonna figure out how to turn this live stream into something even more valuable to all of you. So yeah, just leave me a comment, send me an email, whatever way you prefer to communicate with me. Let me know how I can add value to you. But I hope so far this has been helpful. So there's a statistic in sales that says that 3% of your market, your ideal client, is ready to buy right now. 67% of them are need to be nurtured, and 30% are never going to buy. So if you understand that 30% are never going to buy, that means that you need to stop focusing on the people that say no to you, and you need to focus on the people that say yes or not right now. Because the not right nows are the people that eventually they will convert. And when you're in business, you're not in business for just 6 months and then you're retired. You're usually in business for like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 30 years, whatever, right? So however long your lifespan is, that's how long you're in business for. So what that means is that you have a lot of the market that you can capture, but a lot of times it's just not the right time for the people to work with you. It could just be market conditions. It could be that they just got the thing that you're offering. It could be like a multitude of things. So what you need to understand is that 3% are going to say yes at any given moment. 67% are going to be the follow-ups. 30% are never going to buy, period. Those people, they're going to be haters. They're going to tell you that your content sucks. They're going to tell you that you suck. They're going to tell you that you're terrible. And then they're gonna just like bully you. Screw them. We don't need them. These are people that are never gonna buy. So let them be haters. Haters can't sit with us. They're not allowed in our circle. You shouldn't allow them to also cloud your mind. If they're rude on LinkedIn, they're rude on TikTok, let them. Who cares? You got to keep doing what you're doing. You have a vision. They don't see the vision. That's their problem. 3%, they're gonna be buyers. 3% for sure are going to turn into buyers, and 67% are the ones that you need to follow up. So that means that you have to have follow-up systems, and that's why I have a low ticket, mid ticket system here, because I know that eventually, if I deliver enough value in here, inevitably they're going to want to work at a higher capacity with me. But I also understand that I need to launch a high ticket because I need to fund the business. And in order to fund the business, this requires me not having to go and seek outside capital. I turn this into a very sustainable ecosystem. And I've done this many times. Every time I have launched an offer or a business, I have launched it in this capacity where I create a high ticket offer and I self fund the business simply. I don't know if self fund is the right word, but I basically fund the business by launching a high ticket offer and having people buy that high ticket offer, and that creates capital and cash flow that will allow me to then hire the people that I need to grow and to deliver the fulfillment and all of that. But if you don't have money coming in, then it's really hard to start a business and to stay afloat. So if there's anything I can recommend, if you literally need to make like $10 right now, $100 right now, like if you really need to make like cash right now, this is not financial advice. Don't come for me. Talk to your lawyers, talk to your finance people. But this is just what has my experience and what has worked for me, and hopefully you take some value out of this as well. This is just my 2 cents. I have found that if I sell a high ticket offer, and that high ticket offer, typically, most people in the US, living expenses for most people is maybe like 3 to 5K. Maybe some people live for less. Maybe some people are like living for like two, probably 3 to 5K is like the average, right? And then of course, if you have family and kids, it goes up. Maybe now you're reaching 8K or 10K or something like that. Or maybe even a little bit more. And if you think of high ticket offers is anything starting at $3,000. So if you know that you need to make like, let's say 5K to survive for the month, you need to sell two of those high ticket offers, and you need to do fulfillment yourself in order for you to keep all the money coming in. But if you are able to close, let's say four of those, now you make $12,000. You can use some of that cash that's coming in to pay for fulfillment, and now you just got your cash flow that you need to also survive, right? So there's like levels to this. Obviously, this is just like a high level overview of like how I kind of view this whole thing. But of course there's levels, right? Because then you also have to think about independent contractors, you have to think about taxes, and you have to think about all these other things. But just kind of like a main gist of it, right? So if you understand that, then you understand that launching a high ticket offer is going to be the best thing that you could do, because you need just like a handful of sales. One sale, three sales, even four sales might be like the best month ever. Because you're not going to do that with your regular job. Most people won't do that with like their regular 9 to 5s, unless you're like executives and like, you're actually far along in your career. But for like the average person, this is like life-changing income. So that's the whole point I'm making, is that if you start with high ticket, you're going to have a better chance at generating the revenue that you need to stay afloat and to survive and to fund your business, versus if you start with low ticket. I'm not knocking that. I'm not saying that's impossible. But it's just, this takes so much more work, and people at this level are so much more needy, and I don't say that to be rude. Um, it's just like a fact. And I'm sure you guys have seen the meme of like, I'm sure you guys have seen the meme that always floats around the internet, and it's like 50K client, uh 50K client, I sent the money or whatever, and then $500 client, um I sent the money, when am I gonna get it? Like pretty much just like X, Y, and Z, like just like a million. There's like a meme that floats around the internet. Let's see if we can find it. 50K client memes. Yeah, there it is. I just feel as though with this investment I'm about to make in you, that we should understand how our lives are about to change, and I need results, and you need to bring them. I'm entrusting you with your livelihood and lives. $50,000 client, money sent, thanks. Like, this is literally a fact. Again, I'm not saying this to be rude or anything. Like, I appreciate everyone that joins at the even at the lower ticket levels. Obviously, like, I'm trying to also help you guys as well, but it's just like a natural fact of life. I have worked with some of the people that I have worked with at this level end up being like the most demanding people, versus like the people that I have worked with at this level. However, at this level, this is also important to have and to build, because this generates that monthly recurring. So that monthly recurring is what also creates the sustainability in the business. So it's just some trade-offs that you have to make, right? And then the only thing that I will recommend if you do start with low ticket is to have boundaries around your clients. So I set up boundaries now. So like I understand when someone joins the Skool community or something, I have a post that says like what they can expect, where to start, stuff like that. Before, back in the day when I was just like launching stuff, other offers and things like that, um, I would have clients reaching out to me at all hours of the day, and I would have to like set boundaries, because it was like, yeah, you can definitely send an email or text or whatever, but it doesn't mean that we have to reply right away. We only, like, I started putting it in all my onboardings, right? We will reply between hours of operations are this, Monday through Friday, maybe like the weekend or if someone's available. or if I hired someone. Now with AI, we can kind of like overcome that. But I remember that being like a big issue when I was starting out, that I would get like messages like at Sunday night and expecting immediate responses, and it's like, no, Sunday night is like you are allowed to have time off of this, right? So I would just set those boundaries from the very beginning. I would put documents like, here's the hours of operation, here's what you can expect from us, here's what you can expect in the community, here's what you can expect, the experience, blah, blah, blah. If you have any questions, here's where to reach out. So all of that was handled through onboarding, having a better onboarding process. I have to review the one for our school community. So let's add that to the to-do list because I don't remember the last one we did. Review onboarding for school community. Um, so anyways, that's just something for you guys to keep in mind. Um, and of course, there's always exceptions to the rule. Like we have in at least in the community that I'm growing, like one of the biggest things that I'm trying to uh create is a space where everyone can kind of like knowledge share and just share with each other their experiences. So that has been a lot of fun. The people that are showing up to the calls and that they're actually, they're putting the work, they're putting the effort, they're sharing their experiences and stuff like that. They're really cool people. Like someone was on there a few days ago. We had our social Saturday call. So social Saturday is kind of like a little group therapy session where everybody just supports each other. Um, we just talk about like limiting beliefs that we're like, we might be experiencing, or just like anything that's happening, any wins in the community, like things that people have been achieving just by going out there and taking action. Someone mentioned that he was closing close to a six-figure deal. Someone else mentioned that she was working on a lot of really big proposals for companies. And then someone else took a lot of messy action and launched one of the audits, something that we like taught them how to do, and she might be landing her first client, so we'll see. But that's the cool thing about the school community. Um, the benefits of having one, it's just really like fulfilling and rewarding when you see people winning as well, and winning, doing similar things, and like, supporting each other. So there are definitely pros and cons with this. But I will say if you are starting a lower ticket offer, just make sure that you have the proper onboarding expectations so that you minimize you minimize like the lack of, I guess, what am I trying to say? Like you essentially want to minimize the I don't know if it's miscommunication is the word, but essentially you want to set it clear that this is the lower ticket offer. They will get X level of support, and Y level of support is not included, kind of thing. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Um, okay, so if we know that this is true, where were we? Sorry, I got off on a tangent. So we need to then, Claude was telling us to start there. So that means that I need to clean up my whole website as well. Because right now the website, let's do an audit on myself right now. So I have free resources. I need to put out other ones. Work with me. Oh, this is old, 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 old. That should take you to this landing page. It's a nice landing page. I like this landing page. I gotta update it though, because it's very heavy focus on apps. A lot of stuff that we talk about also is agents. That takes you here, and then that should take you to like a sign up thing. You should be able to sign up here directly. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So review, rewrite the copy for AIBL landing page, revisit deliverables on AIBL school community. Got a lot of stuff to do. We'll get through it. Through all of these co-working sessions, we will get through them. Let's leave those last two comments. Here is the link. Here is the link. Here is the link. I really have to write this brief. That should be like #1 priority. Clients always come first. How do I remove this out of there? There we go. Okay. So yeah, we really need to prioritize that one. Okay, we're caught up there. We're done. Done here. And yeah, so basically that means that my whole entire content strategy needs to be leading to these two things. Well, that would be cool. That would be cool because let's say, just out of curiosity, how many people do I need to reach to make $100,000 a month from the Skool community alone? That means I need 1,000 members. We're at 99, so we need a 10x. How do we 10x? We 10x it by doing all the content, all the lead magnets, everything pushing to the Skool community. So at tomorrow's content workshop, that will be the invitation to join the Skool community. That means that I have to revamp the Skool community ASAP. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Because if we keep this full, then this will naturally upsell all of these things without having to get like a million sales calls. If we lead with this, we're gonna have to do a bunch of sales calls to get a couple of yeses. If we lead with this self-checkout, we won't have to do literally many sales calls, if zero, if any, to upsell. As a matter of fact, the first time I launched this, I did it without a single sales call. And the price point for this is 3K, 3K, I think, and then 8,500. So because there's like we do some stuff for them, they do their own thing, right? So that is the goal. So what we have identified so far is all content leads to Skool, leads to AI agent cert, leads to AI Billionaire Experience, leads to growth partner. All right, my friends, if there's anything that we did at all, we figured out my updated Ascension Ladder product suite. And this is something I've been trying to figure out for a couple of weeks. I've just been very occupied. Cool. How long have we been on here so far? How long have we been on here? Do I want to keep going on here? About an hour. Took me an hour to figure out my content, my offer ladder. Okay. So I need to do a full revamp. So now that we know the offer, then the next thing I have to figure out is how do we push people into the, like, naturally through content, funnel people, right? Into the billionaire experience. I think the growth partner offer, I've been like thinking about this. I need to add one more thing here. GH automation review. I just had a client text me. I'll do that right now. I think the growth partner offer is something that should happen after there's like an in-person meeting, because the growth partner offer is like working with them at a closer capacity. And there's really only limited seats for that. 10 at the year they usually recommend. I did that offer before. It is quite a bit of work, especially if you don't have systems in place or if you sell them too many things, it's very hard to fulfill. So it just makes sense that that is the upsell from the billionaire experience. If you notice also at every touch point, there's always an upsell, right? At the lead magnet, we're upselling the community. At the community, we're upselling the annual. At the annual, we're upsell, or actually, no, I'm not sure how this is sold. We have to look at Skool. But from the Skool, we're upselling this. From this, we're selling this. From this, we're selling this. So we're constantly upselling. But I think the growth partner is where it stops. And eventually, so this strategy here is like to get it to 10 million as soon as possible, right? This is like a $10 million play right here. 8-figure, how to get the company to 8 figures. But if we want to get it to 9 figures, I'm gonna have to develop a SaaS leg. And I think the SaaS leg is probably gonna be here. There will be a school community, but there's also gonna be a SaaS play. Yeah, agent certification and licensing. And then cert licensing for companies. Yeah, if I want to turn this into a $100 million company. But you got a lot of work to do, my friends. This is gonna be a $100 million company at the bare minimum. Just this alone. Of course, if you've been following me for a while, you know that the goal is a $1 billion portfolio, very minimum portfolio, if not company. And I think a lot of that will be because of AI agents and SaaS. It's just what SaaS gets built is the question. And also with the growth partner, because you're getting operating costs paid plus equity or revenue share. So that will really beef up the revenue that's coming into the business. We'll get on that one another day. Right now, what I need to do, or the next thing that I need to do, is really look at the school community assets, but I'm tired, so I'm not gonna do that now. We'll probably pick that up tomorrow. Yeah, because I gotta finish some client work. So in tomorrow's working session, let me check my calendar tomorrow. I'm gonna share my I'm checking all the calendar stuff really quick. To me, this is the definition of freedom. So obviously this is not what it looks like. I have to check them back on. But the more that I can get my calendar to look like this, the more free I feel and the happier I feel as well. Um, so that's the goal, to try to keep the calendar this blank. So that means it's a lot of delegation that goes into place. There's a lot of systems that have to be built, AI that will be built. I've done it before and I did it again recently, like a month ago, and oh, sorry, stop sharing it all together, my bad. Did it again recently when I was starting off this new offer. As a matter of fact, it's really all it's been. I just set up a calendar like 2 days ago, because I think there's gonna be some calls that happen for the AI Billionaire Experience, but everything else is sold async. Like I do not push for sales calls because we're in 2025 now. We don't need to be selling our stuff through sales calls. People hate it. They hate being on a sales call. And I also don't particularly like, it's not that I don't like the sales process. I just don't like spending all this time like talking and talking and talking. I'd rather be building content. This is so much more scalable. When you're doing a sales call, like it's only like a one-to-one situation. So you have the same conversation like at least 6 or 8 times a day with one person at a time. But if you're recording content, there could be like 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 people watching the stream eventually. And it's like so many more people and so many more lives that you can impact. And just by sharing the way that you do things, just by sharing um your skills, your expertise, the way that you think about things, that is enough for people to gain trust. And when they gain trust, then it's just a matter of can you actually help them? And a lot of that can be figured out via text messages or via emails or audio messages. So it's so much more effective. I don't like sales calls because the whole sales call methodology also is rooted on the principles of manipulation. If you look at all the sales books, it's all they're teaching you, and it's all teaching you like, you know, don't get off the call till they say yes, or like all these like little things that I just don't necessarily agree with. I think that people should be smart enough and capable enough to make their own decisions of who they want to work with. And I've had experiences in the past where I did follow those strategies because coaches showed me to do that. And it just ends up in like people being like resentful of what they purchase or whatever. And I feel like that just causes more headaches because then either you wasted a lot of time and money fulfilling for that client that ends up being like a resented buyer and that they end up refunding, or they buy because they felt like they had to and then they resent you, which either way you lose. So I'd rather just let people make up their own minds if they want to work with me, and if they do, then cool, we'll work together. But I just don't like convincing people. I don't like playing that manipulation game. That's not my style. um I'm not saying that everyone that sells like that. I don't think that everyone that sells like that. Modern day sellers are becoming more and more and more like buyer, and like they're focusing more on buyer's enablement, which is really what it all should be about. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents. That's just my 2 cents. Okay. I am tired though. I have to work on some client stuff, and I probably can't share that on a live stream. Can I? No, because I actually have to log into their accounts, and I have to set up an API for one, like a webhook, and set up some stuff. Nope. Never mind. I guess that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I was gonna check my calendar to see what else I have tomorrow, but tomorrow I actually have a pretty busy afternoon because on Thursdays we meet with our certification clients. So we have like a 2, sometimes a 3 hour session on Thursdays. Um, and I'm doing a guest workshop training in the morning for another coach. Also amazing. There's a lot of really talented people in her group. And then I'm doing my workshop at 12. So if you guys want to join, you guys saw me set it up live on the last. I'll drop it in the comment section so you guys can join as well. It's really just bootcamp dot izzygpt.com slash, where is it? bootcamp.izzygpt.com/free workshop. This is the link. You guys can just put your name in here so you get the email. AI agents. Yeah, then we have that. And then I have a 3 p.m. So if I do live stream, it won't be till at least 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern. Um, or maybe a night shift. That would be cool. And then Friday, I have pure freedom. Freedom Fridays. I have nothing going on Friday, so I'll probably live stream a little bit more on Friday because I really want us to chip away at this. And if you are a client and you're watching this and you want me to build your stuff live, just send me a DM. Let's do this together on a live stream. So it'll be fun. We can document it, and it also serves as content for you. It also serves as like your origin story of like this is how the business started, and then a year from now you can literally look back and see like, wow, can you believe that we set that up? And then look at where you are now. So if you're a client, I will invite you to join. Just let me know, and we'll happily set up your stuff um on the streams. Otherwise, I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow night. If not, I'll be back on Friday. Thanks for tuning in.